Alright guys, the stream is on. I will send the link in the chat just in the case that someone is online and could join, maybe ask some questions and so on. And I would like to check the connection on my side. It looks fine, so the sound is okay. Okay, so we could start. All right. First of all, what we're doing today is, of course, we are watching the markets. We'll look at the Bitcoin, what is happening, what to expect, what our update on the price. And oh, by the way, let me actually do the tweet as well. So just to share that the stream is on, maybe someone will come from Twitter. The new update on Bitcoin is live. Okay, so we'll look at the price of Bitcoin, a little bit on altcoins, and also what to expect with respect to the what is happening globally, and also we would like to define some certain regions of interest where the price potentially goes and where we could open certain trades. So first of all, guys, as soon as probably you remember that we were looking at this thing as the correction of this drop. So we don't expect that this correction goes too low, too far, too high in the sense. And the two major zones which I was looking at is this one, 38.2 by Fibonacci, which is about 46%. And another one is 61.8, which is around $55,000. And in fact, there was a bull flag which played out pretty well. And it was, did I remove it? I might remove it though. Yeah, I guess I deleted this flag, but I will show you roughly that was that was wrong. Oops, that was the pole like this. Here is the consolidation, and this is the flag like that. In fact, this is something like 65%, which is the statistical value for the most expected price target by the Bolkovsky statistics. So that flag played out, and the question is whether we will continue to go up or this is the end of the correction. As I showed you, there are two regions and we pretty much reached the first one, so the first target has been reached, but whether we'll go to 55,000 or not is an open question. On the one hand, the argument is that the decline was pretty long and pretty deep, so we'd have to correct it not that small, with not that small correction, something a little bit higher. But the other argument is that the drop was not ended with a strong conviction that this is the end of the bear trend, because there was no acceleration. So the fact that we were talking about, we would like to see this drop starting from something like $45,000-$50,000 and made it much faster. Instead, we had this consolidation area which made it not so reliable. Therefore, this is not such a strong bottom, but local one. So, and then would like to go to find a proper bottom. This is the reason why one may say that still we may go lower than this low, and in fact there's $30,000 area around the same zone, so probably below that zone as well, something like $27,000 at least. And then since we are going there from that high, so maybe something like that, that's very, very possible. Very likely scenario for having a final strong bottom, again local bottom, because I would say that Bitcoin probably would go below $20,000 eventually. So, and in that case, we continue to go high and make this range, probably go to 55 from that low. That is much more possible in my opinion. But currently, what we're thinking and what we're seeing here is that there are three major scenarios, and one of them, the most obvious one, is that despite that the growth was not sustainable, because again, why it wasn't sustainable, because we didn't have major corrections while we rose from here something like 40%, yeah, almost 40%. And from here, we would like to have a major correction, but even without that, we might go directly to 55 because there are a lot of people who are shorting it, and of course, there's like additional fuel for the growth. Okay, but this is the obvious scenario, something like this. So we will continue going sideways for a while, and then we'll go up. That's why it's still reasonable to go long, of course, using the reasonable stop order, something like here at least. But there is a second scenario. Since we had this major rise without a significant correction, then the correction is possible to go to that area, somewhere around this zone. So 39.5, 40% for $40,000. And then from there, you may expect that we'll continue to go higher to the same $50,000/$55,000. But that is also a very possible scenario. Also, look at that zone. So a lot of liquidity below that, you know that the market goes to the zone where we have that liquidity. So a lot of stop orders, a lot of liquidations. Many people will close their long positions at that zone. So it is worth going there before the rise, okay? So this is the second obvious scenario. On the other hand, on the third hand, in fact, there is still a third one. And the third one, as I already mentioned, is the major fast accelerated drop. So in my personal opinion, the possibility of that is the lowest one. But it would be so much more beautiful comparing with the rest of those, because it will remove the disbalance between this drop and this rise, right? It's something similar to what we had, for example, here, right? We had huge rise, long rise without major corrections, and then eventually we got 50%. Or here, it was the huge rise, and it's even better on Ether. So we had this huge rise, major correction, huge rise, even a deeper correction. So that is the point of the current situation as well. So if we continue to go lower, then that will compensate this disbalance. Okay, another thing here is currently, just right now, we do see a bearish divergence. This is another local condition, so higher high, lower highs. I guess that I would better to show you on Twitter where it is here. So in fact, there's already like a second red candle, so it's confirmed bearish divergence. If it doesn't play out even from now, then it would mean that the trend is actually pretty bullish. So valid bearish divergence doesn't playing out. Of course, bulls are strong, but at the moment, this is what is happening. So we see the bearish divergence here. This is a bearish sign, right? But we also have a bullish sign, I'll show you in a second. For both Bitcoin and Ether, we have a potential inverse head and shoulders, okay? And actually, it was the descending channel before, so the trend was bearish, and now we have a reversal pattern as the inverse head and shoulders, with a target something around $55,000. Again, same zone. So depending on how this performs, whether the divergence is stronger, whether the head and shoulders formation is stronger, we'll see one or another scenario. The same head and shoulders formation, inverse head and shoulders, is on Ether. So Ether printing the same thing. The target is about $4,200. Okay, Something else I was going to point out regarding the technical points here, either some patterns or let me go briefly. Oh, okay, that was which I did update on Twitter and Telegram, but you also know that this is a low volatility area, and here it was low volatility area. Eventually they break out, but we don't know where the breakout will happen and which side. And apparently we saw to the upside. Often when we go from the accumulation or distribution, so from the consolidation period, we have one and another. So this is like a false move and then the real move, the true one. It could be the other way around, like this, or it could be 1, 2, 3. But in any case, false breakouts from the zone is what you expect. And currently, in order to prove that this breakout wasn't the false one, we need to find support on the area of previous resistance. So something around $43,000, maybe 42,500. And if we'll see the bounce like that, then again, it's a nice sign that then all that is consolidation and will go much higher. But again, breaking this low and collecting liquidity below that is so much tempting for the market. In general, though, as I said, we have a very nice zone here, right? And a very nice zone here. So as soon as we're breaking it, if we break it, then 39.5 is another region of interest. So we can go long from here as well, put a stop order around there and wait for $55,000. However, for those of you who would like to go long, I must point out a very important point, very important thing, that this is the descending trend, right? This is the correction. And every time when we go against the trend, which is currently a downtrend, we are putting more risk in our trade, okay? And in this situation, in the current state of the market, it is more reasonable to go short. So you would like to open a short position on every correction what we have. This is a risky thing because you have to use futures. You can't use spot here, but it depends on your risk profile and on what you are generally, what's your major way of making money here. Hopefully not losing money. So, and finally, I also showed that many times that BTC is following the global markets, something like that. So this is the pre-market on S&P 500, blue, and orange is BTC. So you see pretty much one similar, like two charts, two plots, two curves, but they're very similar. So BTC is following the more liquid market, of course. And in fact, currently the market, the traditional market, it's a little bit alarming situation. Many factors. I wouldn't go too much into politics, but generally the idea is that this major rise has to be corrected. We already saw quite a correction, but probably it is not enough. So how we will go from here, we don't know, but the likelihood is that we'll go much lower, and that also will match the lower low below $30,000 on BTC, because BTC will follow that drop almost for sure. Okay, of course that could not happen, and then nobody knows what happens with the market. Like that is also a possibility. Then $55,000 is the scenario which will occur. But with all the alarming factors which are out there on the market, and yeah, I think that this is very risky situation. So I guess we'd have to be careful with that. And as soon as we'll go closer to that zone, yeah, that's red flag. That's a red flag there. Okay, the altcoins right now are pretty much following BTC, and I don't think that there's any reason to believe that they will go out of the trend. Like you see, most of them are red. There are some exceptions, like for example today Atom is green, although everything is red, but it was dropping quite a lot, despite a lot of the other altcoins were in a much better situation, including Bitcoin. Bitcoin also was good, but maybe there would be one or two better ones which will go up while the rest of the market goes down, but I don't think that this is easy to guess. Technically, they're all pretty much similar. Well, I would probably point out a few because you might be interested. So I will go and say that this one, Rose, looks stronger than the rest. Well, not stronger, but more interesting because of the formation and the setups. Another one is what it is. Let me see. Maybe near. Maybe near is somehow similar. Yeah, there you go. And I don't know about Matic though, but kinda resembling the same picture. So might go to make a new high. So all of those three, they of course everything is risky, but those three I think have higher potential for going against the market. Okay. And while I'm doing this stream, we see these red candles. So I'm not sure if it is the same as on the major markets. So yeah, so Germany stocks going down kinda. Oh, sorry, it's not German stocks. This is German stocks. No, German stocks are okay. Pre-market is almost okay. So I'm not sure what is actually dropping. Probably nothing but BTC. But yeah, that's what we have. Okay, guys, I think that I should look at the chat if there's anything interesting there. Okay, Senator X, hello, my man. My pleasure. I would like to do the updates more often, but you know, there's life. Oh, and I see the guy probably from my Russian group. It's Russian spelling Turist D. When below 30K, I tired wait. Advice set up for altcoins. Okay, so about the altcoins, I already mentioned that. And by the way, I will make another video tomorrow, probably in my Russian channel. So go ahead and join the stream. But for the altcoins, I already say that all of those will follow BTC. Some will grow probably faster on the corrections. I mean, corrections to the upside. And then near Rose, maybe Atom at the moment. Maybe Matic. But the rest are pretty much the setups for shorts. And currently, while we're talking, we're approaching that area. So this $43,000 or 32,500 has to hold in order to go higher. So it's pretty possible, but we need to see the confirmation. Okay, and when $30,000, of course, nobody knows because timing is the hardest thing in trading. If you ask my personal opinion, then I'd say that it's probably within a couple of months, maybe 3-4 months max. So just by looking at the periods of those swings, so we had here from end of January, this is almost end of February, so 1 month, so probably 1 month and a half to go there, and maybe like 1 month to go lower, something like that. If it is the accelerated drop, then maybe 2 months. If it is more longer prolongated correction, then maybe 2, 3, even 4 months. Not that much to wait, actually. But again, it's not necessarily that it drops. It might happen that instead of that, we'll find support here and we'll continue go range and $55,000 or maybe even higher. Who knows? Our job is to find the way to trade it properly and try to make money here. Okay, guys. I think that this is pretty much it. Of course, I will save the stream on the channel and you will be able to watch it later. Go ahead and ask questions and write the comments. I will try to answer those, and that is it for today. Hopefully you will get some profits here despite of the bearish situation which happens at the moment, and wish you all the best. See you next video. Goodbye.